Hi everyone, it's Kev's my YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a season review for the Western Bulldogs. If you're returning Kev's Magpies, welcome, like, comment. But if you're new to the channel and you're watching this for the first time, like, comment and subscribe. How I do this is simple. I talk about the season for the Western Bulldogs and I'll give a rating out of 10. I'll let you guys have your say on that as well. So the Western Bulldogs, they've been a team that choked in the last 3 rounds. Had a really good start to the season, no doubt, winning 15 games out of 7 losses. Our successful season from finishing the 5th, maybe on that, but I think as well, I think you got to look at it and you think, well, they were in top 4, probably the best 2 teams all at it. You probably expect to have a bit of a downfall season, but I just think the way the Bulldogs have finished, they've had the positives and negatives as well, but I think to lose the last 3 weeks and to have a good finals run, I think it's a really good start as well. Now I'll talk about the positives. They beat West Coast twice. Not many teams can say that. They also had a pretty good game against Collingwood. Andrew Hall's first game, beat North Melbourne and smacking them by over 100 points, which is generally the way to go. I think they beat the Giants. I think they also that they came close to being Richmond, but they've beat Melbourne and Port Adelaide at the G and respectively at the Adelaide Oval. It's always been a really good sign that you can see moving forward, as well. I think that beat St Kilda on top of that, so I think the positives do weigh out. Like, having 15 wins is a real good positive. Like, they're just short of the top 4. The games they've lost and beating Brisbane at the Gabba, that's a positive. Beating Essendon first week of the finals, that's a positive. Beating Port Adelaide twice, but at the Adelaide Oval, that's pretty impressive. But obviously falling short in the grand final. Now the negatives, and there's always plenty of that. Lose to Essendon and Hawthorn, Port Adelaide, disappointing as well. The last 3 games of the season. Losing to Geelong at home, definitely. Like in Geelong, which I think they were in front, you would have thought as well. Just not getting the job done. Losing to Melbourne twice. Having said that, you lose at Marvel, and to lose in the grand final the way that they did, I think it's very poor. Getting absolutely smacked, which you don't want. But in that second quarter, Bulldogs came from nowhere, dominated the second quarter. Third quarter up by 19 points. And you think a couple more goals here and you think Melbourne could be in trouble. But they didn't stop the run in that last quarter. And even in that third quarter, they looked flat when Melbourne just made a surge. And Melbourne are a very good third quarter team. So I think with that, there are ways that you got to stop teams from scoring. They did not do that. Bontempelli certainly tried very hard. Law is not really a good ball user, but he can, kick a couple crucial goals as well. So I think with that, you got to look on the positives of that as well. And I think with the way that the Bulldogs have continued to play this year, I think it does work out really well. Disappointing finishing fifth on the ladder, having that extra game, which means that you have to do it from outside the top four. And considering that the Bulldogs and the positives were on that they were top 14 throughout the season, the last 3 games as well, losing to Brisbane, up in Ballarat, you certainly don't want that to happen as well. When Brisbane had to stay in Melbourne for an extra couple weeks as well. So I think the way that the teams are playing at the moment, you've got to really shine under the pressure. And I think with the Bulldogs at the moment, I think they're not guaranteed to be up there again. They may never get back up there. They might make the finals and fall short, and it might take them a couple extra years to get back up there. So I think that is a worrying sign for me, that you allow this to happen. You've got like a 3 or 4 year window where, and look, 2 grand finals since 2015, I think it's a really good start. Unfortunately, the tag is going to be with Adam Treloar of Kenny Asher in the grand final. And I honestly thought Melbourne were a better team than the Western Bulldogs. Had that feeling that, Bulldogs got off to a head start, Melbourne can come back. Melbourne got off to a head start, you're thinking how much dominance that Melbourne had. Thinking that grand final alone, that's pretty concerning stuff as well. On top of that they didn't take full advantage of, in the way they caught up and they made the most of it as well. I'm pretty sure the Dogs will look at a few things in the trade period. That they'll make those tough calls if it comes down to it. But other than that, I think being a successful season, but to do it from 5th, I think you wanted to be doing it top 4. A rating out of 10, I'm going to give them a 9. Could give them 9.5, but I think you go look at the season as a whole and think, what did they do? I did think that it's a success, but it's a failure as well at the same time. Losing 3 games that you shouldn't be losing. And obviously getting smacked in the grand final, which it was a good game. I wasn't expecting that. But they did not perform well in grand finals. So what I expect next season... Oh, look, I think if there's a team that could potentially drop, I think the Bulldogs can potentially drop out of the 8 if, the hunger's not there. You hope they do have the hunger, but it's not guaranteed. As well on top of that, so you got to be really careful on what you expect as well. That's the end of the season review. Let me know what you think. Until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye for now.